Hello, hi. My name's Ben and here we have a plantation for my history project. First of all, we have our great house, which is that dirty big grey thing over there. And then we have lots of sugarcane bits over here. We've got the slave quarters over there. And we've got the windmill over there, which also supplies power. So let's go and have a quick look at the great house. In here we have the kitchens where slaves work to produce food for the master and mistress and his friends, who all gather in this big room where got a big table, lots of pictures, very fancy, rather. So that's that. And then through here, up here, we have all the dormitories where the slaves and maids sleep. These conditions are a lot better than the slave quarters where all the slaves that just work on the plantation sleep. At least these guys have beds and a big room to sleep in and a nice view, whereas the slaves just sleep on the floor in tiny small little huts that 8 people have to fit in. Right, if we go back out and I'll show you the rest of the plantation. All these trees are the woodland, is where you get supplies of timber to help build things with as well. And here are the slave quarters I'll show you now, so we can contrast the different ways people. So this is what about 8 slaves would sleep in, and their day begins at 8:15 and continues through till 6 o'clock. And here are a few of the slaves I'd like to speak to you. Hello, how are you? Not good, okay. In here, just more slave houses, and there's just lots of more slave houses. This sugarcane, tiny, small one, is where slaves secretly grew plants which they would sell at the market and maybe later in their life be able to buy their freedom and be free. Here we have the tobacco plant, which produces a lot of money for the master and mistress that these slaves are tending to, little slaves. And then I'll show you the ginger crop, which is also very rare but even smaller and very long time to grow. That's the ginger crop. And the biggest part of the plantation is the sugar canes, which you have here, here and over there, which them slaves are working on at the moment. The master and mistress earn most of the money from these sugar canes, as they are mass produced and quite expensive to the right buyer. I'll show you the hospital now, which is through here. If a slave catches a disease, they'll be cared for in here, which is the head hospitant guy who just takes care of everybody in here. And a bit nicer than in here than in the slave quarters. Then here you have the windmill and the water mill, which is on the other side. This creates power for all the other bits of machinery that this machinery creates power for different places, like the still house, which produces rum, and the sugar and tobacco curing house, which makes it all safe to smoke and eat. And over here we have the overseer's house, which is where the overseers stay. And also sugar canes are kept in these chests here. The overseers also stay here and make sure none of the slaves slack off or try to run away. And over here we have the animal pen, where the animals are kept, so the master and mistress can have a nice tasty meal for dinner. And that's it now for today. That's my big plantation that I've built today, and hope you've enjoyed it. Over and out, Ben Lambton.